actually a necklace. Let me know what you think about the necklace. Comment below and let me know. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Divorcee Diaries. I'm Jacqueline Bell, and today I'm going to talk to all of you about Holbox, Mexico. Now, a lot of you might not know about Holbox yet, but Holbox is an up-and-coming area of Mexico that many folks in Latin America already go to frequently, and I'm so excited to tell you about the time I spent there with one of my best friends and our other girlfriends, so that we can enjoy the bride's bachelorette. So without further ado, let's get into it. But first, how to get to Holbox. So Holbox, spelled Holbox, is just northwest from Cancun. So you're gonna wanna fly into Cancun, and the airport that you're gonna fly into is Cancun International Airport. Easy enough, right? But from there, you're gonna wanna take a 2.5-hour taxi ride from there to the ferry terminal to get you from the main peninsula of Mexico over across to Holbox Island. So that's 2.5 hours. You can work very closely with your hotel. Hopefully your hotel can help you find arrangements, or at least give you information on how to get the taxi to take you to the ferry to get to Holbox. Once you get to Holbox, then you're gonna want to take a 30-minute ferry, and then when you get from the ferry to Holbox, you are going to want to take a motorcade, or like a golf cart, most likely a golf cart taxi, because they don't have cars on the island. They have golf carts and like motorcages and bikes. So it's really cool, actually. So then you're gonna want to get a taxi, and they have a few taxis waiting there to take you to where you need to go, but I would just recommend actually getting that set up with your hotel as well beforehand, just to be safe. But that's also gonna take you about 5-10 minutes, depending on where your hotel is. So for my friends and I, we stayed at the beautiful Casas Las Tortugas, home of the turtles. It was wonderful. I highly recommend it. It's probably one of the better hotels on the island. It was very nice and private, and it came with breakfast. So every morning we had a beautiful breakfast that we can switch up and change up every day, and that was wonderful. And you can eat right in front of the beach and the ocean. So every day waking up to that, not just seeing it in front of our hotel, but being able to wake up to that was just splendid. It was heavenly, if I do say so myself. As far as currency is concerned, for currency, of course, it's the Mexican pesos, and actually different from Mexico City, there wasn't a lot of places that took cash, unfortunately. So we really had to go find like the one ATM that like had a big line waiting for it to pull out Mexican pesos so that we can pay for things. Because honestly, in many parts of the island, they still don't take card. They just expect you to pay with a peso. So that's just something to consider with your Mexican peso. So be prepared, bring Mexican pesos way beforehand, or when you come into Cancun, make sure to go to the ATM and grab Mexican pesos at the ATM at the airport. That was a big fault on my part for not doing that ahead of time. As far as transportation goes, as I mentioned before, taxi and Uber are plentiful once you get to Holbox, but once you're in Holbox, you really just have the taxis, the golf cart taxis. So there's no Uber, just golf cart taxis. But for the most part, if you're in Holbox, the downtown area where most things are, is really accessible to like the hotels, and it's all within walking distance. If you go further out to like where some of the other hotels or Airbnbs or homes are at, you can just rent like a bike even, or a moped, something like that, and that can be enough for you to get around the island. But there's no Uber or taxi or like cars on the island, so you're really gonna have to get a golf cart taxi or walk or rent a bike and moped. That's what you're gonna have to do. So safety rating in Holbox, I would say it was pretty safe. I would say a 4 out of 5. In my opinion, that's what I deem it as. It's it's a island built off of visitors. So I feel like there's a lot of folks that are from all over the world that are just really fun and nice to hang out with. But of course, like in any country, as a solo female traveler, just be wary, making sure that everything is okay where you're at and that you're in the right state of mind. No, don't take drinks from strangers, things like that. So just keep that in mind. Oh, so of course, as always, I have to talk about the food. The food was wonderful. There was this one place that we went to too. Oh my gosh, the tacos were just amazing. They were just amazing in general. And of course it's Mexico, so all the food there, all the tacos you get, all the food in general is like pretty wonderful in my opinion. So wherever you eat, I feel like it was pretty good. Almost everywhere we went. In particular, what I thought was lovely were the way that they sell mangoes on the beach. So the beach, as you'll notice when you're in Holbox, is that there's so many vendors selling not only food and different variations of food. Mango's one, coconut water is another, straight from the coconut, but they also sell like straight dresses. Like there's wagons that come selling dresses, people that come with devices that showcase like bathing suits, jewelry, and they just walk up and down the main strip of hotel beaches on the island, and they just do that all day. And so you see the same folks here and there, and it's kind of like getting to shop while you sunbathe, and it's kind of nice. I thought it was kind of cool. So that was interesting. Oh, the traditional rice and bean dishes, of course, were just divine. Everything, the food was superb, 5 out of 5. Activities, as far as activities to do while you're in Holbox. First and foremost, it's a wonderful beach area, and the water is very, very shallow. So if you have kids, or if you don't know how to swim, it's really nice because the water, at least where we are at Casas Las Tortugas, was very shallow. You had to go quite far in order to like get to anywhere deep. And there was a nice sandbar that you can just walk to in the middle of the morning that you can reach very easily. So I highly recommend going to those sandbars, walking out, you know, and to as far as you want to kind of catch some of those. Get a little water on you, get some of the ocean feel that you can, not just stay on the beach, because it's so shallow. So you might as well do it, might as well try. That's one activity. And the other one is going downtown. So downtown is not really like a big downtown. It's just like where a lot of the food, restaurants, bars, music is, and all the shops are open to like midnight or 11 p.m. So that was really nice. I mean, it made me very happy because I wasn't doing too much bar hopping or anything. So I thought that was really, and very atypical, because in many places, even in Latin America, they were not selling or having their shops open till that late. So I thought that was a really great thing to do. And the downtown area had great, not just great shopping, but like great trinket shopping, great street vendors too. So that's something to keep an eye out for. So challenges on this trip. One challenge, so if you have kids, or if you are more prudish, or not prudish, just you know, it's not your thing. There were quite a few topless people on the beaches, and that's cool with me. Like for me, it's just not a big deal, but for some folks that might be that have kids, or might be a little sensitive to that, just wanting to let you know there are some topless people at the beach. Second thing I want to let you know about is the cars, which I already mentioned. Or the lack thereof. There are no cars. It's just bikes, mopeds, or motorcycles, and taxi go-karts, because there are no cars allowed on the island. So take it as you will. That's what it is. And thirdly, a challenge was that we went in June, about mid-June. And the challenge with that is that it was the start of the rainy season. So there were some times where it was just like, oh, it's pouring. Oh my gosh, it's pouring for about 20 minutes. And then it like lightens up and it's beautiful and it's wonderful. And then it's pouring. It's like beautiful, wonderful all day, like 90 degrees. And then it's pouring for the rest of the day. Pretty hard. So with that, Just wanted to forewarn you to make sure to check the weather beforehand, because we made the false assumption that, oh, like June will be great because it's summer. We're on the same hemisphere, but they're closer to the equator. It's very different. They're more on the Gulf side. So be prepared for that. June is the start of the rainy season. Let's talk about what I loved. There are so many things that I loved about Holbox. One, as I already mentioned, was the beach. I have 5, but one was the beach. It was just wonderful, and it felt so safe and so nice. People were super, super kind and kind of did their own thing, but very, very nice nonetheless. And I really appreciated that, especially with this beautiful beach. I appreciated that. Oh, I appreciated the food. The food was so good, especially at Casas Las Tortugas and all around there, that area. The food was superb. Third thing that I loved was that there was shopping even on the beach. Like I was lying on the beach, all of us, all the girls and I would be lying on the beach, or like in our little beach huts. We were under these like nice little tent things with our hotel, and it was like, oh, they just come up to you. Like you can always say no. You're like, no, I'm not interested, or what have you. But it was kind of cool to like get the vendors to come to you, and you can even bargain or whatever you'd like to do, and they would work with you. It was cool. I really liked it. It was different, you know. And again, with the wagon that brought in like all these dresses, I thought that was pretty awesome. And I did buy a nice shawl because why not? It was fun. Shopping's a favorite hobby of mine. But the last thing that I could say that I loved about Holbox, amidst the many things, was that it had free entertainment. It's like we could just walk around the area, and the entertainment was just there. Like we saw a fire show, which is really cool. That was just like free for us to see. There was also like at that same restaurant that we went to, it was just on the edge of the beach near downtown. There was like an acrobatics person. It was really cool. So that was, if you're willing to look for it, there's definitely those aspects of free entertainment that are also around the area. So hopefully that gave you a quick overview of Holbox. Hopefully you feel inspired or interested to go there one day, because I highly recommend it. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you were able to make it this far into my video, can you just leave a comment that says Holbox, Holbox? And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next episode.